Angry Birds. Remember Angry Birds? Hit mobile game that struck a chord with a casual crowd. Yeah, Angry Birds. Did you know they made like 20 other games? Jesus Christ. So a while back, I got a suggestion to do a video on Angry Birds. Really just any game in the series, and wow, do we have a lot to choose from. But when I really recall, my favorite Angry Birds game was... Please don't call me an arsonist. Yeah, so Angry Birds Epic. With that title, this game must be, you know, epic. Game developers would never lie, would they? So for the 99% of you who are unaware, Angry Birds Epic is a mobile RPG game. Does that sound familiar?
Raid, Shadow Legend.
Boom. Roasted.
So for a while, Rovio was just making sequels to Angry Birds games. Like you have the original, then Seasons, then admittedly pretty cool Star Wars crossover. And then Rovio started to get all artsy fartsy. They came out with Bad Piggies, and oh yes, such a unique game. You got to play from the pigs' perspective, but you could go build your setup to snatch the egg, yes. Then they released Angry Birds Go, a weird 3D Angry Birds game that was if Mario Kart was not fun. Yeah, this one always felt kind of weird to me. Interesting idea, but man, the controls really bog this one down. And then... we have a lot to unpack here. So like I said, the Angry Birds franchise was going through a bit of a weird experimental stage. They still are. But in my opinion, this one paid off big time. Already just booting up the game and oh my god, this game looks really good. They blew it out of the park. And keep in mind, this game came out in 2014, 6 years ago. And the game still looks good even today. That's right, I said it. I think Angry Birds Epic looks better than... Crossy Road. To my knowledge, this is the first game that uses the new updated Angry Birds Toons designs, just as in updating the characters and their designs slightly, kind of like with Mario. Still has the same characteristics, just with a more uniform and updated design for the modern age. So already the visuals look really good. So what's the story? Chef Pig from the Toons cartoons and this new character Prince Porky steal the Angry Birds' eggs, and it's up to you as the player to wander through the world and get the eggs back. Yeah, the story is pretty vanilla, but honestly, I think an Angry Birds game with a deep story would be pretty off-putting. An RPG is already off-putting, so I don't mind the lack of a story. But the most important part of any game is the gameplay. By the end of this video, I want to answer two questions. 1. How well does Angry Birds transfer over to an RPG? Is it too simplified, too complicated, or a jumbled mess? 2. How well does this game hold up in 2020? I replayed this game for the sake of this review so that my facts and opinions were updated. So when I wasn't responding to my friends, they knew exactly what I was playing. Yellow. Oh, hey, Danerade friend. Oh yeah, sorry, I was playing Angry Birds Epic. Now, with that out of the way, how did Chimera Entertainment turn Angry Birds into an RPG? Well, the first step they took was to take the core elements of an RPG and very cleanly incorporate them for a mobile setting. The problem with most big companies like EA or Capcom putting Madden Overdrive and Resident Evil 4 on mobile is that these companies are coming from a console perspective. Not only were these games made for console, but even games specifically made for a phone or tablet just feel wrong. I'm sorry, but 90% of the time, if your game has virtual buttons, then you're just doing it all wrong. That's why a lot of the popular early mobile games, Angry Birds, Cut the Rope, Flappy Bird, this plant game I keep on bringing up, all work because they fit the need and function for the hardware they were designed for. And I really respect and like the format that Angry Birds Epic went. All of the controls are implemented to be easy to understand. Let me explain what I mean. Alright, so we have the birds to our left and the pigs to our right. Before each battle, you're given a pretty good idea on what type of enemies are going to show up. Ah, yes, I'm going to be fighting an old man and a group of pigs who have polio. This should be easy. You have 5 birds to choose from. Red, the all-around character, usually has some kind of defensive special move. Chuck, he's your spell guy. He usually attacks all enemies and either puts on some kind of negative effect on the enemies, or grants a positive effect on itself or one of the other party members. Matilda, she's your healer of the group, packs a pretty decent punch, but her main goal is to make sure you just don't die. Bomb, this guy is your powerhouse. High damage, high health, and has a special effect, usually involving some kind of boost of attack power. Finally are the blues, who are kind of a trickster of the whole group per se. They have some dirty tricks which can do really high damage and overall can be really different depending on how you use them. But before you even attack, is that individual music notes put together to form a long string of sounds? You have been hearing it this whole time and I love it. Seriously, somehow they were able to still keep the sound of Angry Birds. And it's actually a quality OST. This is definitely one of the best mobile game OSTs, particularly for its time. So now you're in battle. So what do?
Attack.
Well, you can hold down any bird or pig to see their primary attacks and any special attributes they might have. To attack, you drag this circle cursor thing over an enemy and then bam, attack. But each bird also has a special ability that they can use. Either tap on that bird to use that ability on themselves, or drag the circle cursor thing to any other party member and use it on them. These controls are so nice and easy, you don't even have to think about it. It feels so natural, so the implementation of the RPG mechanics are very smoothly incorporated. So the controls are nice, but what about the gameplay? Well, it plays like a pretty typical RPG, however, no overworld. You have a really big expansive map, but there really is no exploring like in Xenoblade or Paper Mario. So you're just going to be doing battles, which depending on how you look at that, could be really good or really bad. The pigs here have some good designs. I mentioned how I like that Rovio didn't make this game, since this gave a whole different new light to the series. We have completely new different designs for pigs. Granted, the standard pig designs do come back, but brand new designs are always great. You have Dumbledore, that one uncle, cursed triplets, and my daughter's ex-boyfriend. The gang's all here. But they had to screw up one thing. There's just not enough of them. Like, they reuse the same designs over and over again, and all they do is just change the look of them and maybe slightly change their attacks. In this game, it can feel really repetitive. Moving on to an area, bam, hey guys, this is the same enemy, but it's slightly different. Look at the difference. I mean, this was clearly done to save resources and time, but sometimes it can feel really annoying. Even though that part might feel repetitive, there are some scripted parts of the game that change things up. So for example, some of your birds get stolen, go get them back, blam, something interesting to do. It's pretty basic from a game design standpoint, but I don't know, it's nice that it's here. So how is the difficulty in this game? Well, it's actually quite a bit of a challenge. It's not crazy hard by any means, but you're not gonna blaze through it either. Some stages really require strategy, and I think it's really cool how they struck such a fine balance. With this being an RPG, we have many RPG elements, obviously. We have a leveling up system, take that Paper Mario the Origami King, different weapons, and quote, armor to choose from. More on that later. Some of the weapons can be crafted or obtained from this thing. Remember, the game has to make money somehow. Yeah, so the premium currency in this game are these gold coins. You can roll your chances in this golden pig to try to get some weapons. The golden currency honestly doesn't seem all that bad. But in addition to weapons, you can also acquire armor. Just a little bit ago, I put armor in quotes because it really isn't armor. Instead, they are classes, where each different hat gives their respective bird a completely different set of attacks and abilities. This adds a huge layer of strategy, and I really like this feature. You're going to be mixing and matching quite a lot, as not only is it necessary to beat the game, but also this game is decently long. Like for a 2014 mobile game, man, was this ambitious. This is a pretty beefy mobile game, and you will be spending quite a lot of hours on it. I think this is pretty cool. It's for the people who want just a little more of a fuller experience than most other mobile games. And when you beat the game, you unlock this cave. This basically is where the game can supply even more levels, though it can kind of get rough. This is where the pay to win comes in. You can beat the game without spending a single penny, no doubt. But here, there are like 10 different waves of pigs, and they can all have crazy amounts of health and attack power. That's not fair. So yeah, obviously they have to make money, but this game is honestly pretty free. You could grind away and get pretty far. It is a fun challenge to see how far you can go with a free-to-play model. And that was Angry Birds Epic, and honestly, a pretty solid time. I mean, the game is not perfect by any means. There are plenty of problems. I only listed a few. But I don't know, I think the approach they went with here really worked and paid off. Is it for everyone? No. But the positives really shine through. I especially appreciated a lot of the references. This piggy guy in the bird costume, he's from this cartoon. Blam, that's pretty cool. But if you ever want to, I would recommend giving it a shot. Just go into the App Store and... Wait, why is Angry Birds Epic not here? So if you wanted to try this game, yeah, well, tough luck. Back in 2019, Rovio unlisted a whole bunch of their classic games for seemingly no reason. This happened during their 10-year anniversary, and while that was happening, there was a hashtag #BringBack2012 slogan. A little funny if you ask me. And people are not happy. So either download an APK of it, or if you're an Apple user, I hope you downloaded the game previously, as you can simply go into your past purchases and download it. But if you haven't, then joke's on you, you can't play Angry Birds Epic. Haha!